Matrix is a system, Neo. That system is our enemy. But when you're inside, you look around, what do you see? Businessmen, teachers, lawyers, carpenters, the very minds of the people we are trying to save. But until we do, these people are still a part of that system, and that makes them our enemy. You have to understand, most of these people are not ready to be unplugged. And many of them are so inert, so hopelessly dependent on the system, that they will fight to protect it.
In this video, I will do my best to instruct you and guide you out of the Matrix. Number 1, shadow work. If you are unfamiliar with the idea of shadow work is working with your unconscious mind to uncover the parts of yourself that you repress and hide from yourself. This can include trauma or parts of your personality that you subconsciously consider undesirable. Shadow work is going to be the primary way to actually unplug from the Matrix. The reason for this is because the very first thing that you need to identify to unplug from the Matrix is how much of yourself is actually you and how much of yourself is the Matrix. How much of your beliefs, of your habits, of your loves and your hates are influenced by the Matrix. When you seek within, shadow work will help you to be able to identify what aspect of yourself is truly yourself and what aspect of yourself is indoctrination created by the Matrix. You're going to have to go deep within. You're going to have to take a deep look at yourself. When I did this, I isolated myself from everyone for about 3 months. For this to successfully work, you're going to have to ask yourself the tough questions. Go within and ask yourself, what do you hate and why do you hate it? What do you love and why do you love it? What laws do you agree with and what laws do you think are nonsense? What do you love about yourself and what do you hate about yourself? What triggers you and what brings you comfort? Why does that thing trigger you and why does that thing bring you comfort? What beliefs are your own and what beliefs are someone else's? And what trauma have you neglected to deal with? It's only after we ask ourselves these tough questions that we gain the perspective of who we really are versus who we think we are. Once this step is complete, we move on to number 2. Wake up and realize that the world around you is artificial. There's evidence of this, and there's always been evidence of it. Money is fake, and in reality, only has as much power and influence as we give it. Religion is man-made. It's nothing more than one man's perception of the world around him. And while religion might help some, due to its ability to indoctrinate and essentially condition your mind to think a certain way, it can hinder others. Remember, the Creator did not create religion. The Creator created man, and man created religion. The problem is men are flawed.
Inside Washington's Museum of the Bible, a single volume that is like no other. The so-called Slave Bible, remarkable not for what's in it, but for what's not.
So about 90% of the Old Testament's been removed and about 50% of the New Testament's been removed. To put it another way, a normal King James Version has 1,189 chapters in it. The Slave Bible has only 232.
Missing are chapters and verses that might have encouraged uprisings. Book of Exodus, redacted. No story of Moses demanding Pharaoh, let my people go. Gone is Galatians, and the verse, there is neither bond nor free, for ye are all one in Christ Jesus. And no Jeremiah, woe unto him that useth his neighbor's service without wages.
What they've left in are verses such as Ephesians 6:5, which is the famous verse, slaves be obedient to your master.
Looking at this Bible, it's hard to tell that anything's been taken out of it.
That's correct. I mean, it looks like a normal book. For many enslaved Africans, this would have been the first time they were exposed to the Bible.
A Bible selectively edited to instill obedience, using religion to underpin the horror of slavery.
The world is divided by imaginary lines in which we call borders. Boundary. In political geography, an imaginary line between two nations, separating the imaginary rights of one from the imaginary rights of another. Sometimes it takes putting things into a more simple box for us to truly look outside ourselves and come to realize the majority of the problems that we face was created out of thin air by us. The media is biased. Lies get covered up. Stories get changed. Details get left out in order to push confirmation bias. So what exactly is confirmation bias? Confirmation bias is a tendency to search for, interpret, and recall information in a way that supports what we already believe. Confirmation bias is a way that those in power manipulate the masses to stay stuck in a complacent mindset. They want white people to hate black people. They want black people to hate white people. They want gay people to hate straight people. And they want straight people to hate gay people. They want to pin men against women and women against men. And because of our emotions, some of us fall victim to the trap. We see examples of this when hundreds to thousands of women celebrated the death of Kevin Samuels, even though it was obvious that Kevin Samuels didn't hate women.
Women want the ability to choose and make decisions for their lives. I am a feminist. I want women to be able to choose and make decisions for their lives. I also want women to be responsible for the choices they make. How can you say somebody hates women who sits up here and talks to women day in, day out, week in, week out, month in, month out, for nonstop? For my critics to say I hate women is a purposeful misreading of hundreds of thousands of hours of content. For someone to say I hate women is a willful, ignorant position. I heard somebody say the other night, this one sister was talking about how listening to me helped her understand how lucky she was to have her husband when she was thinking all this, I'm gonna get out here and get back out on the dating scene as a divorcee with several kids. And she asked a question and she said, I'm just kind of curious because there was this other woman on the panel and this woman was just kind of going in saying, he said this, he said that, and of course he said that black women are the most unattractive on the planet, which I absolutely did not say that. See, what they'll do is they'll take what I say and they'll take it, one, out of context, two, switch words around, and then three, when you ask them for proof, they will tell you they have the link. They will tell you they have something, and they never produce it. So when my critics and detractors say I said something, all they need to do is I don't want to hear it to show me where he said it. And I want to see the full clip, not just the clip. I want to see the clip of a clip of a clip or a TikTok. I want to see the clip. I want to see the whole thing. And he said this bad thing, but you didn't hear when he said this, and he said this. You didn't hear the 10 or 11 times during the broadcast where he recommends therapy. You haven't heard where he says we're better together than alone.
And to be fair, I also see the opposite when men make fun of women who have just been assaulted by another man, victim blaming her, claiming that her responses were far too masculine. As men, we have to remember that women are not our enemies. There will always be people that see the world differently. To successfully escape from the matrix, you have to see beyond this. You cannot allow yourself to fall victim to their manipulation tactics. As the expression goes, there are three sides to every story: yours, theirs, and the truth. Doubt everything that you hear. Don't blindly believe anything that anyone says. Do your own research. Educate yourself, for knowledge makes a man unfit to be a slave. But remember, the only way to truly escape from the matrix is to accept the fact that there are facts in this world and there are opinions. Consider for a second that everything that you've known and been taught up until this point was a lie. Reanalyze all your beliefs. Analyze common beliefs in society. And ask yourself, truly ask yourself, do these beliefs truly align with what you believe about the world and the reality today?
Do you believe in fate, Neo?
No,
Why not?
because I don't like the idea that I'm not in control of my life.
I know exactly what you mean. Let me tell you why you're here. You're here because you know something. What you know you can't explain, but you feel it. You felt it your entire life. That there's something wrong with the world. You don't know what it is, but it's there, like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. It is this feeling that has brought you to me. Do you know what I'm talking about?
The Matrix.
Do you want to know what it is? The Matrix is everywhere. It is all around us. Even now, in this very room. You can see it when you look out your window or when you turn on your television. You can feel it when you go to work, when you go to church, when you pay your taxes. It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth.
What truth?
That you are a slave, Neo. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage, born into a prison that you cannot smell or taste or touch. A prison for your mind. You have to see it for yourself. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Number 3, become an individual. The Matrix tells us what to think, how to act, what to eat, where to go, what to fear. You must reject this way of thinking. Otherwise, you'll just become another clone, moldable until you look in the mirror and you are no longer recognizable. If you do not think for yourself, someone will think for you. Those who have successfully escaped the Matrix no longer care about the opinions of others. They wear the clothes that they think look good, regardless of what's trending. They speak up for things that they truly believe in, regardless or not if it's popular opinion. Those who have escaped the Matrix are the truth seekers in society. You might deem some of these people as crazy, and there might just be holes in their logic, but that has never actually been a determining factor in whether or not someone is right about something. For an example, Native Americans knew about astronomy long before they even knew how much of a significant contribution to science it would bring. Science is constantly changing. At one point in time, we thought that smoking cigarettes was fine. Now just think of all those people back in the day who went on thinking that smoking cigarettes is perfectly fine, who later on in life developed some type of lung cancer or other type of health problems. Not even the experts are above criticism. In a society that acts as if they are, a society that blindly follows the experts, a society that is surely on the demise. And remember, these are the same experts who overinflated the deaths of COVID in order to cause a public outscare, to use fear and intimidation to control the masses.
I just want to be clear in terms of the definition of people dying of COVID. So the case definition is very simplistic. It means at the time of death, it was a COVID positive diagnosis. So that means that if you were in hospice and had already been given, a few weeks to live, and then you also were found to have COVID, that would be counted as a COVID death. It means that even if you died of a clear alternate cause, but you had COVID at the same time, it's still listed as a COVID death. So everyone who's listed as a COVID death doesn't mean that that was the cause of the death, but they had COVID at the time of death. I hope that's helpful.
And last but certainly not least, to ensure that you successfully escape from the Matrix, increasing your overall intelligence. Earlier in this video, I mentioned that knowledge makes a man unfit to be a slave. However, that's a little bit too general, so let's be more specific. Altogether, there are 9 different types of intelligence. If you had to guess, what types of intelligence would you think a person would need in order to escape a society that has lost touch with itself. Here's a hint. Those who do not learn from history are bound to repeat it. And before I end this video, here are 24 proven habits that will increase your intelligence. Now that you are equipped with the knowledge, I wish you all Godspeed on escaping from the Matrix.